The Brave Little Tailor. A long, long time ago there was a simple little tailor who lived in a simple little town making a simple little hat. The tailor wasn't exceptionally strong. He wasn't exceptionally big either. He just wasn't exceptional at all, except for his big desire for peanut butter. A long, long time ago there was a simple little tailor who lived in a simple little... Some nasty flies had a go at the tailor's peanut butter sandwich. "Who invited you, you little brutes? I'll show you who's the swift one in here." And he grabbed a rag and banged it fiercely on his peanut butter sandwich. Some nasty flies had a go at the tailor's... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7! 7 at one blow, cheered the little tailor. And then he stitched a large 7 onto his jacket. Some nasty flies had a go at the tailor's peanut butter... 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7! 7 at one blow, cheered the little tailor. And then he stitched a large 7 onto his jacket. Nothing exceptional ever happens in this simple little town. I have to go and tell them all, he thought, and left his parlour. Usually, nothing exceptional ever happened in this simple little town. But today everybody was in a tizzy. It's gigantic giants. They're really big and really strong, a plum farmer stammered. And they're coming our way. There has to be someone big and strong enough to take these giants on, yelled the plum farmer. Right at this moment, the little tailor came running and shouted, 7! I killed 7 at one blow. 7? The astonished villagers exclaimed. And right away, they took the little tailor to the king's castle. They say you killed 7 of them? The king gasped. That's right. Exactly 7 of them. 7 at one blow, your majesty, the little tailor replied proudly. At once the king promised him half his kingdom and his beautiful daughter if he killed just 2 more of them. The tailor could not believe his luck, and of course agreed. 2 flies are easy, he thought. Thank you so much for helping us. Killing 2 giants shouldn't be too difficult for someone who killed 7 at one blow already, 2 guards snorted, shaking with laughter. They just couldn't imagine this little boy taking on such gigantic giants. Giants? But I killed flies, only tiny. With a juicy cheese in his bag, the little tailor set out for the giants. He knew the way, because you could hear the giants laughing and burping very loud from afar. But before he could get there, he saw a little bird trapped in the thicket. It was beyond all question that he had to help, so he saved it from the bushes and gently put it in his bag. Just as the little tailor crossed the next hill, he spotted the 2 giants tearing the cottage down. He rolled up his sleeves and forged ahead. But when the giants saw him, they started making fun of him. That was until they saw his jacket. They were flabbergasted, because naturally, they thought that this little boy had killed 7 men at one blow. That made the giants want to show what they were capable of. The chubbier giant picked up a huge rock and squeezed it so hard that a few drops of water came out. But the little tailor took out his juicy cheese and squeezed it so hard that water came flowing out of all its holes. Next, the scrawny giant threw a rock so high up in the air that you could hardly see it anymore, until it crashed back on the ground. In turn, the little tailor gently grabbed the bird in his bag and threw it even higher. It flew high up into the clouds and wasn't seen again. The giants were impressed and quietly went home, planning to rob more villages the next day. But the little tailor followed them in secret to their house and saw them laying down to sleep. He filled his bag with heavy stones and silently climbed through the window. Inside, he climbed onto a closet next to the beds. Sitting on top of it, he threw a big stone at the chubby giant's head. The giant thought he had been hit by his friend and attacked the scrawny, skinny giant at once. Inside, they were fighting so hard that they smashed everything in their house. Then they hit each other with large furniture pieces until both of them collapsed at the same time. When the little tailor returned to the castle asking for his reward, the king wasn't willing to give it to him yet. He asked the boy to capture a huge boar which had been terrorizing a nearby village for months. He didn't have to search long. He found the boar in a little clearing, sleeping on the grass with all its 4 legs stretched out. It wasn't scary at all as it lay there. "Let's take you to the king," the little tailor said, rubbing his hands. But try as he might, he just couldn't make the boar get up. It was maddening. The little tailor couldn't move the boar, not even an inch. Exhausted, he leaned against the beast's flank. Suddenly, the boar began rolling down the slope, and with him the little tailor. And down they rolled, and rolled, and rolled, and rolled, and rolled right into the castle before the king's feet. Smiling, the little tailor looked up at him. But the king still wasn't satisfied and sent the little tailor out to catch a frightening unicorn. This unicorn was believed to have killed many men with his long horn. Searching for the unicorn was much more complicated than finding the boar. Slowly, the little tailor started to think that no such creature existed. But the king's task wasn't impossible to fulfill, and after some time the clever little tailor brought him the unicorn as promised. The king stared astonished at the little tailor. He couldn't think of any other challenges for the boy, so he gave the little tailor his daughter's hand in marriage with a heavy heart. A few days later, they celebrated the biggest and most glamorous wedding ever to be celebrated in a simple little kingdom. People came from all over the country to attend the marriage of the little tailor and the princess. And it is still told in many places throughout the kingdom that this day marked the beginning of a wonderful time.